So how you not gonna invite your stepdaddy to your graduation? And he raised you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaoni, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing a certain story that went viral. It went viral on Threads, it went viral on Facebook, I think it went viral on Twitter, X. This is about a stepdad who was talking about his feelings towards his stepdaughter not inviting him for a high school graduation. Now let's check out exactly what happened. I saw this story first on Threads and it had a lot of comments. I believe at the time I saw it, it had like 1,000 comments. So it is really a topic that a lot of people have opinion about. So we're going to check out the story, we're going to check out people's opinion, and then I'll come back to share my own thoughts. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, let's get into this video.
Dilemma's gone viral. I need to get something off my chest. Yesterday, my stepdaughter graduated and I wasn't invited.
Why is she being dramatic?
I've been in her life since she was 4 months old.
No.
Married her mother when she turned 2. I've been there, consistent, showing up, providing, loving her like she's my own. But come graduation day, I wasn't even given a seat. So today I made some decisions.
Oh.
I removed her from my car and health insurance.
Shit.
I took her off everything I've been covering.
Oh, no.
I told her mother, since she's grown and graduated, she can go live with her dad. Now there's tension in my house. Emotions are high. But I'm standing on what I feel.
I feel like
That the way
she
the
knew
story
what she was
was?
doing, because that's a very rash reaction to I'm not invited. Now, granted, invite the man. But, like, also, I mean, if that's your, like, well, you can't curse. Of course. If you're like, well, fuck your health, get out of my house. There has to be some kind of, like, drips of that in his way with her. So she must have been, there's feelings there already for her to be like, nah, you can't come. And if that's his, like, well, you can't, well, if I can't come, get out for all my health insurance and get out of my house, they already don't like each other. There's something, even if he's been there, there's something in there.
There has to be, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so, because, like, how are you? You're the man of the house and you're not invited.
Whole
That's
life.
crazy to me. All of the family co-signed it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was that the boyfriend came.
Like,
You just came, sir.
No.
You just came.
Yeah,
No, not even a
it's the
husband.
aunties
for me. Like,
They don't rate you.
And uncle was in
An
there
uncle,
as well.
for
I
real.
don't think
Yeah.
no one likes him.
No,
he's
'cause
being bullied.
He took 3 days off of work, consoling himself, trying to figure out how he feels and how it's come to this. And they just went to the graduation.
Maybe
I actually feel a bit sorry for him. He may be an asshole though, but I feel sorry for him.
But also then, like, I think he said he's a truck driver.
Yeah.
Do we think he's been there, a truck driver her whole life? Because then he might be thinking, I put in life, I've done this, and she's like, you weren't there, you weren't, you know,
were
that's not a
driving.
relationship that I
He
have
was
with
always
you
on
because
the
you were
road.
away.
Yeah.
And he's thinking one thing, and she's like,
Thinking
that's
another
not what
thing.
it's not my thing. Now he's hurt and flipping the table and knocking everything over and get off my health insurance.
Yeah.
That
That's a
part
lot.
is a bit like if you're stepdad and this is my child, and you can be angry, but then removing. See how quickly she became your non-biological.
Right. That part.
Petty.
Something's not adding up, because
Yeah.
if that's your you're next to dad,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna invite your boyfriend over him. You're not. You
Yeah.
might not. Your auntie might not even get an in. You
Yeah.
know? Your uncle might not even get an in over your dad who's been there and paid for you. Your stepdad who's been there and paid for you. Like, yeah,
I mean,
Shady's going.
So also on the internet, I need to get something off my chest. Yesterday, my stepdaughter graduated and I wasn't invited. I've been in her life since she was 4 months old, married her mother when she turned 2. I've been there, consistent, showing up, providing, loving her like my own. But come graduation day, I wasn't given a seat. Like, word, they told me there were only 8 tickets. Let me tell you who made the list. My wife, her 2 sisters, her biological dad, her uncle, her grandma, her aunt, and her boyfriend. 8 tickets, and I wasn't one of them. Bet. I've been sitting with that pain all day. I took time off work. 3 days gone. I drive trucks. That's money and time I can't get back. And still I got left out. So today I made some decisions. I removed her from my car and health insurance, took her off everything I've been covering, told her mother, and she's grown and graduated. She can go stay with her father, the one she made room for over me. Now there's tension in my house. Emotions are high, but I'm standing on what I feel. Because the truth is, I'm hurt, not mad, just deeply, genuinely hurt. I don't need any applause. I just need to speak my truth. Thanks for listening. Here's my thought. You had it in the first half. Your feelings are valid. The best play you could have done is to sat her down and said, hey, you not choosing me really hurt my feelings. I've been there your whole life. I did X, Y, and Z. And not being able to go to your graduation really hurt my feelings. Man, it's really hard to say that hurt my feelings, especially to your children. But it's a really effective way to make people feel bad, because you feel bad. The truth is you feel bad. But because men have a hard time expressing ourselves, you went the vindictive route. And all you really did to me is prove to her that she made the right choice, because you went vindictive. You went pay. You want to be grown? Well, you ain't got the insurance. You get the car, go stay with him since you chose him over me. She had 7 of the 8 tickets. The people were biologically related to her. The right person to go after was the boyfriend. Like, hey, y'all, I know y'all think y'all in love, but y'all might not be together in 5 years. He ain't raised you. Let that boyfriend be upset with you. That's the right choice. But I'm telling you, as a husband, as a man who grew up not able to express himself, who is learning, it's a really effective tool to say, hey, that hurt my feelings. You telling Proud Black Fathers post that you mad, tell that baby. And the thing is, sometimes kids don't understand that what they do hurt your feelings. I've told my kids, hey, man, that hurt my feelings. And I know, maybe it's not manly, but I'm trying to teach them how to be men. You can't be all strength all the time. There has to be softness as well. To be an effective communicator, husband, father, friend, lover, you have to add softness with the strength. Even a sword that doesn't have some softness in the metal will break. You have to have some weak points in there. I learned that from Blue Eye Samurai. It was a great lesson to learn. You try to make it pure steel with no give, no weak spots, no soft spots, it will break. It has to have some give to really be strong. Express your emotions, and you probably would have been better. That's my time.
So how you not going to invite your stepdaddy to your graduation? And he raised you from when you was 4 months. I know y'all done seen that story going around about the stepdaddy that did not get a graduation ticket. And then he went back and took the daughter off of his car insurance and health insurance. And he said anything else that his ass was paying for, she was coming off of it. Okay? Now look, we don't even know the backdrop of everything. But I don't even care. I honestly do not care. Because if that man raised you from the time you was 4 months old, taking care of you, providing for you, and then you get to your graduation and he don't get a ticket, the aunties, the biological daddy got a ticket. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what the biological daddy was doing or was not doing for her. But still, you should have invited your stepdaddy. I mean, right is right, wrong is wrong. And that man is hurt, okay? Because some people say, like, he was being vindictive by taking her off the car insurance and the health insurance. No, he not. No, he not. Let her damn biological daddy take care of it. That's how I feel about it. How y'all feel about it? Because she was wrong for that. I don't care. It's no way to put that right. She was wrong for that. You know, even if they had a falling out or she felt some type of way, or I honestly do not care. Because why did you not invite your stepdaddy to your graduation and he been in your life all this time taking care of you and doing stuff for you? That was just wrong. And the mama should have said something. Okay, the mama should have said something. That don't make no sense. I'm just saying, y'all, what y'all think about that?
That was the problem.
Baby, talk. Y'all, that's how I feel about it. But what y'all think about it?
Y'all heard about the stepdaddy who wasn't invited to the graduation. Hear me out. I'm a firm believer in step parents. You know, a lot of people be like, oh no, the biological daddy and the auntie should have went. I feel like the auntie should not have went. Y'all should not have gave the auntie the ticket. And the reason why is because that man was active in that child's life. And I feel like at the end of the day, as a mom, you should have put that forward and you should have set her down and told her. I just be feeling like y'all be doing some shady stuff. And mind you, the step parents be there like the full ride. Like they be the full ride, and then y'all kind of like put them on the backbone. The way I would have told my kids, he coming to your graduation, baby. If they would have been hurt or any of that just would have been them problem. I don't know. I'm not saying that the daddy wasn't there because he didn't say that in his video, But if the daddy was an absent father, he should not have been invited. If he was present dad, he should have been invited, but the stepdad should have been invited too, and that means the aunties them should not have been invited. I don't care what nobody say, that's just messed up. And was he wrong for taking that girl off the car insurance and stuff? No, because I'm hurt. Simple as that. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, thank you.
I feel like the stepfather was not wrong in this situation at all. Because how you gonna not invite me to your graduation, but you invite everybody else under the sun that's in your family except for me that raised you and was there for you? No, he was right in this situation by taking her off his health insurance and all the other stuff. Because, girl, you treated me like I'm an outsider, like I wasn't there for you. And you expect me to keep paying for your stuff and all this stuff? No, he had absolutely every right to do what he needed to do. Because I'm like, what kind of shit is that? Like, girl, like, you couldn't invite the father that was there for you, like, since you were little? You invited your biological dad instead? Like, was the biological dad in her life at all? Like, I want to know that question, because you just pushed your stepdaddy to the side and was like, oh, let me have my biological daddy here and the rest of my family, and then my stepdaddy can not go, and just treat him like an outsider. Like, that's messed up to me. Like, I don't see how you could not invite somebody to your graduation that's been in your life since you was like a little kid and been raising you and has been there for you. That's messed up. So she was wrong in the situation. He had every right to do what he did. So I am on his side.
Men, you can express your feelings and still be manly. And it is okay to tell someone when they hurt your feelings. Here's a case in point about a stepfather and not being invited to his stepdaughter's graduation. Read the post above. This man had been in his stepdaughter's life since she was an infant. And now that her graduation came up, she invited her mom, her biological father, her two sisters, her uncle, her grandma, her aunt, and even her boyfriend. But she did not invite her stepfather. And there were only so many people that she could invite to the graduation. The man goes on to say that he's been in pain all day. He thinks about the time that he took off work to make sure he was available to go to the graduation. And because he missed that work, he missed out on that money. The man was really hurt, and he took his stepdaughter off of his insurance and said that she can go live with her biological father instead. And he goes on to say that he isn't mad, but that he's just genuinely hurt. And because of those decisions, those consequences, there's tension in the house now. First and foremost, his feelings are valid.
Yes.
But the thing is, I think he could have been much more effective had he just told either his stepdaughter or his wife that his feelings were hurt about this. Because if he told his wife, she could have advocated for him, going to her daughter and helping her understand just how important it was to her stepfather to be there for her, and reminding her just how present he had been throughout her entire life. He could have advocated for himself before the graduation, telling her just how badly he wanted to be there. But instead of doing that, for whatever reason, now to anyone else, it could look like he's just being vengeful, as if he's just making power moves. Like, yeah, you got to get off my insurance. I'm not going to keep paying for you if you're not going to do what I want you to do. And yeah, that's going to cause tension in your household. I've been married for going on 8 years now, and I've learned that if I'm just honest with my wife about how I'm feeling, that she hurt my feelings, then the outcomes for me are better than if I just keep it to myself and trying to look all stoic and strong. Because if you don't tell her, your wife, or in this case, your stepdaughter, then those feelings can fester or make other problems, or make even simple problems seem so much more intense to you because you're still hurt from something else. And if you tell your wife, in this case, that she hurts your feelings, you put her in a position where she has to take action. Because think about it, if she tells you that you hurt her feelings, hey, you got to do something about it. And in this case, the shoe is just on the other foot. Communication is strength, and I understand that admitting that someone hurt your feelings might make you feel vulnerable, but it's the only way that you can empower somebody else to actually help you and solve the problem. I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback this guy, but there's just something that we can all learn and take from this.
So if y'all seen the video about the stepdad who's been married to his stepdaughter's mother for a long time and been taking care of her, been taking care of his stepdaughter since she was 4 months old. Well, fast forward, it's time to graduate. This guy's a truck driver. He has taken time out of work to be at the graduation that he thinks he's going to be invited to. Well, they only have 8 tickets to these graduations. We already know how they go now. You can only invite so many family members. So the mother and I think the sister got everything together and gave out the invitations. Guess who was not invited? The stepdaddy. The man that says he's been there since day one, really, with the baby being 4 months old. So at the end of the day, he says that he had to sit down and make some decisions because of all people they invited her dad. Her biological father was invited. And I don't know what kind of relationship he's had with his daughter through these years or whatever. But this guy is pretty mad. He has missed work for this graduation, and evidently he looks at this daughter like it's his, because now he said he's taking her off the health insurance, his health insurance. He's taking her off her his auto insurance, everything. All ties gone. You know what I'm saying? This is really heartbreaking, and this is something to think about, because at the end of the day, everybody who has impregnated a woman is not a father. And we all know this. So I want to know, how do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about this situation with a stepfather being there since the baby was 4 months old, and on graduation day, of all people, you didn't invite the stepdaddy, and he took out work as a truck driver. He's been providing for you since you was 4 months old, but you let the biological father come. Like I said, then again, I don't know the situation, but it's something crazy about this funny going on, because I was trying to figure out, the biological father did so much work, did so much with the daughter. Why is she on the stepfather's insurance? Why is he paying for her car insurance and a whole bunch of other things they talked about? But this is really, really heartbreaking. And that man was really, really, his heart was broken, because after all he's done for her, the fact that you didn't invite me to your graduation is a slap in the face. But you invited the man that hasn't been there for you like he had. That's really something to think about. What y'all think about that?
I know y'all seen that post about that truck driver whose stepdaughter did not give him a ticket to her graduation. What y'all think about it? In my opinion, the reason why she didn't give him a ticket is because her mama been talking shit about him behind his back. And you can't convince me otherwise.
Might be true.
You can't convince me that her mama ain't been talking shit about him. And that made her feel a way that it was okay to not give him an invitation. I know that it's her graduation and all, but this man said that he'd been taking care of her. He's been in her life since she was like 2 years old. But she gave everybody else a ticket, including her biological daddy, who obviously wasn't there. She gave everybody else a ticket except for the man who she's been living with since she was a toddler. And I don't blame him for taking her off of his insurance and everything else. In my opinion, if it was me and I was treated that way, I would say screw the both of y'all and not be about the thing. I'm not staying in this situation. I will leave her and her daughter in that house and I'll be gone.
Okay, so we've seen what exactly happened. We've seen people's opinion about the action of the stepdaddy and the action of the stepdaughter. I would love to hear your own opinion. Do you think that what the stepdad did was right, or do you think it was pretty vindictive, or do you think that there's something that is not being said and the stepdaughter was obviously not having a good relationship with the stepdaddy and that's why she did what she did? I would love to hear your own thoughts, so please leave a comment in the comment section. Now, personally, I don't know if this whole situation is true, because some people just make up things and then put it online. Now, like I said, I saw it on Thread and I believe it had a particular person's name. It was an individual's name. So it was a real person that put up the post. Now, most of the people that are referred to the post are referring to the Facebook page post. So I think they took it from Threads and put it up, whatever. But like I said, I saw it on Threads and it had a lot of comments. People were agreeing with the stepfather for what he did. People were saying the stepfather was vindictive and maybe that's why the stepdaughter did not relate with him and all sorts. Now, I feel like if what he said was the true representation of what happened and not what he feels in his mind, if he had a good relationship with the stepdaughter, with the mother, what the stepdaughter did was wrong. And there are some things that I'm questioning now. First of all, they gave the stepdaughter 8 tickets and she already knew she was going to get 8 tickets. she already knew that she didn't want to invite him to the graduation. Why didn't she tell him beforehand that he's not going to be invited, so that he doesn't take the 3 days off from work? Now it looks like he took those days off because he was anticipating going for the graduation, and then when it was time for the graduation, they said he's not invited. That's one part I don't get. I'm trying to understand if that's exactly what happened, and if that is what happened, that they did not tell him before that day and they allowed him to take some days off for the graduation. That is already being unfair. Now, another thing is, I think and I believe that the mother would have known that she's not inviting the stepdad, and I don't know why she did not insist or talk to her and explain that it would be unfair for her not to invite the stepdad. Now, she invited her biological father. I don't know the sisters that they are talking about. I don't know if it's the stepdaughter's sisters or the mother's sisters, because it's not clear to me. Everybody feels like it's the aunties, but I don't know, because he wrote uncle, so I don't know why he didn't say our two aunties. But then again, he wrote her sisters after my wife, so let's even assume, okay, it's the aunties of the stepdaughter. And then the boyfriend. Why is the boyfriend there? I'm sorry. That's the person that I feel like should not have been there. You can come and see her after the graduation. The boyfriend was not supposed to be there. The rest are a biological relative, but the boyfriend is just like, how can you give the boyfriend more preference over your stepdad that has been in your life since you were 4 months? Now the boyfriend, we don't even know, in the next 2 months it might be ex-boyfriend, in the next 1 year it might be ex-boyfriend. It was someone that has been in your life for almost 18 years, someone that has been providing for you, someone that has you under his health insurance, car insurance, and so many covering plan, is the person that you decided should not come. Now, like I said, I don't know the relationship that she has with the stepfather. Now, I'm just assuming that what he said is what happened. He had a great relationship, but then again, he might feel like he had a great relationship with the girl, and the girl might feel like she doesn't have a great relationship with him. We will never know that. But I feel like his feelings are valid because he has been there for her. Yes, he might be a truck driver, so he might not always be in the house, which maybe is why she did not feel so connected with him. I don't know. But for him to be providing for her, for him to put her under his health insurance and car insurance, it means that he took her like his own. But apparently, she didn't take him like her own. She just took him like a cash cow, in my own opinion. She saw him as someone that would just fulfill the financial needs that she had. So no matter what, she just needs to like associate with him just so that she can get all the things that she wants to get. Because if she's inviting her biological father and it seems like she has a better relationship with the biological father as against the stepfather, why was the biological father not the one that was covering her? Why was she not under his insurance, health insurance, car insurance? Except maybe the biological father is not as buoyant or financially stable as the stepfather, which boils down to the fact that she saw the father as someone that would just provide for her financially. Is just supposed to be the one that does everything with the money, with the finances, but every other thing, he is not relevant. He is not someone she wants to associate with, because the high school graduation is a big deal, because she might not go to college and he has been there from the beginning. So he felt like he deserves to be there, at least be there on a very important occasion for her. But she felt like he was not an important person and should not be there when she is having an important event. As for him removing the girl from his insurance, health insurance, car insurance, and other covering plan, and also saying that she should get out of his house and go and live with the biological father. That might have been a little bit too much, but his feelings are valid. So I am not going to say that he did a very, very bad thing. His feelings are valid. He might have realized that they are just using him for money and that they don't really like him like that. And if you feel that somebody is just using you for money and doesn't really like you like that, why are you going to be providing for the person? Honestly, this is my own human reaction, my own opinion. If I know that someone is just using me for money and doesn't really like me and it feels like I'm a bad person, I'm not going to be providing for you. I'd rather provide for somebody on the street or someone else. It doesn't make any logical sense for him to continue to provide for her, to house her, to feed her, to do everything, and she feels like he's irrelevant to her life. So him doing what he did is not out of place. It's not totally out of place. Now, I feel like he should have had a meeting with the stepdaughter and the wife, but if you look at the fact that they allowed him to take some days off and did what they did, there's no how the mother would not have known that he was not going to be invited by the stepdaughter. And there's no how. If she really liked her husband, she would have tried to convince the daughter that this is not right and made her change her mind. But you know, some people can be very headstrong. The daughter might have insisted it's her graduation, she can do whatever she wants with it. And if that situation had happened, she should have told her husband that, oh, this girl said you are not going to be invited, so there's no need for you to take a day off as you've planned. Maybe you should just walk. But then it will look somehow because it just be like, okay, they are just using me for money, which at the end of the day, it boiled down to that particular kind of reasoning that the family, the wife and the stepdaughter were just kind of just using the man for money, just for him to provide. They didn't really like him. The whole thing is a mess anyway. I don't know how they are going to resolve it. He has made his decision and everybody would have to live with it. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's a true story. I don't know. It would be nice for us to have a feedback, but then again, it might just be a made-up story. But anyway, I don't know what you guys think about the whole situation. Do you think that what the stepfather did was right? Or do you think that he should have found a way to communicate his feelings to the stepdaughter and his wife? What do you think about the stepdaughter not inviting the stepfather to the graduation or inviting her boyfriend to our graduation? I would love to hear what you think about the whole situation. So please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with what I said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.